Well, good morning, executives. Good morning, entrepreneurs. Good morning, everybody out there. Thank you for coming. Welcome to Circle Genius Podcast Executive Experience. I'm your host, Aaron Abla. This is part two of, if you missed part one, I'm Carol. Great. I just figured my name. Great. Oh, yeah. Carol Kaemmerer. Oh, God. Almost got it, didn't I, Carol? And I practiced it too, anyway. So thank you for joining. We're going to be doing this at the reveal. Carol is a executive branding coach who takes people's LinkedIn profiles and tunes them up. Boy, I am telling you, part one was looking at mine. She did an evaluation of what my profile looked like. She did oh my goodness, I forgot the two. Oh my goodness. Well, she evaluated my profile, looked at it, and then said, here's and suggested all the changes I do, start TV median. And within 24 hours, people, I started seeing profile likes, profile views that doubled. Within 48 hours, so I saw my profile views double. So let's get right into it. Let's bring Carol on right now. So I'm excited.
The Stroke of Genius podcast, hosted by brain aneurysm and stroke survivor Aaron Avila, sharing the experiences of survivors and CEOs. This is your destination for inspiration.
Well, good morning, Carol.
Good morning, Aaron. How are you this morning?
I'm doing really good. I'm really sorry. I don't know why. Sometimes my stroke brain under pressure goes blank.
Well, okay.
And it's
I'm going to
called
pronounce my name.
Kaemmerer.
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 It
Carol
is.
Kaemmerer. You introduce yourself, Carol, for the audience.
Okay, I am Carol Kaemmerer. I was named by the American Reporter recently as one of the top 6 personal branding experts to watch in 2022. I'm the author of the book LinkedIn for the Savvy Executive: Promote Your Brand with Authenticity, Tact, and Power. It's in the 2nd edition. And I work with senior level leaders, C-suite executives, to help them align their brand online so that it sets up their ideal conversations. I think you found, Aaron, that when your brand matches who you are, you feel differently and people look at you a little differently. So let's get to it and share how that goes.
Yeah, I wanted to say one thing. First of all, for all the audience out there, when Carol says you feel different, if you're on LinkedIn, you need to get Carol to give you a profile review and an audit. And because when you, like you just said, when your brand on LinkedIn lines up with who you are, you become more powerful. Honestly, you feel
Absolutely.
better.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm seeing Carol. I saw within 24, 40 hours of your work on Stroke TV Needs' profile. I saw my profile views went up almost within 24, 48 hours. I'm excited.
That is so exciting. That is so exciting. Well, let's see here. Can you share my slides for me? And then I'll.
Right, now, just so we know, this is the reveal. This is after Killer's done her work.
Yeah.
Before you go, I encourage you, if you not watch part one of this 2-part video series podcast, you need to watch video 1 and then watch 2 again, and you're going to be amazed. So let's bring them up on screen.
All right. Super. Okay, so this is our reveal section. And I did put in what it looked like before, so we can have a before and an after. So in the first session, I asked you, how you wanted to be known professionally. And you said that you wanted to be known as the founder and host and CEO of Stroke TV Media. But that wasn't how you were known. The reason that this C-suite thing comes up is that it autofills from your current position. And the other little mistake we found was that your current position, the one that was at the top, was your C-suite membership, which is a lovely thing. We love C-suite, but the way you want to be known is for your work with your Stroke TV Media. So, and we did talk about that this part, your picture and your banner was right on. So we talked about 3 different options that you might use for your headline, and we picked number 3. And here it is live on your screen. Founder and CEO, Stroke TV Media. And then here's how you add value. Providing high quality content that inspires, motivates, and supports stroke survivors. And then you have another offering, providing a platform for executives to share their expertise through my Stroke of Genius podcast. And that's the program that we're on now. So this is what you want to be known for. And I'm so excited to have that aligned for you now so that people know when they go to your profile, what is it that you do, Aaron? Okay, we said your activity was just fabulous already. Nothing needed to change on that. This was your about section. And although there was really good information at this Stroke TV blog spot, it wasn't doing you any good because once people get to your profile, they're expected to see it all. Plus, the LinkedIn bots are not going to follow that link. And so all the keywords that you used for yourself in your blog post, they were good in your blog post, but they weren't doing you any good here. So I went to your blog post and I gave it a professional edit. And here is your new about section. So this first paragraph talks about exactly what you do. So if they're not going to read anything else, they know what you do. This is the backstory. It's about who you were before your stroke, what happened. So we've got your birth date. We've got before your stroke, you were invincible. Here it says that you owned the National Storage Tank, which was a water storage and rainwater harvesting company for 12 years. You were CEO of that group. And then I was the type of guy, you said, who could do about anything I set my mind to. Cutting down an 80-foot tree, no problem. Designing a water system, no problem. All of those things. And then something happened. So we talk about the near-death experience, and we talk about here some of the deficits that you still experience as a result of that incident. I love this little bit of humor that I took right from your blog spot. It says, I should have a big sign on my forehead under major reconstruction. But then you go on to say that stroke has been an amazing teacher. I want to share for people the heart that I feel when I read this and why I agreed to do this makeover for you. I truly believe, you say, that I've been given a second chance on earth, a second chance not to take my life and the loved ones and my loved ones for granted. If it were not for the support And then you talk about your wife and your son, that you'd be in a different place. And then vulnerability, tears of gratitude roll down my face. My stroke has led me to the most amazing people on earth, stroke and brain injury survivors. It is my passion to raise awareness of these people's stories, to tell the world that we have the ability to continue and contributing in mighty ways, because we are not victims. We are survivors. Never give up. And then we end with positive energy, Aaron Avila. I love that. I really appreciate who you are. And now you are going to be having your story every time people come to your profile. They will be able to read who you are. They will be able to connect with you heart to heart. This is your know, like, and trust factor right in there, because you're sharing from your heart. So I appreciate that you had already written the story. I shaped it a little bit. I polished the edges, but you know what your story is, and you are excellent at telling it.
Yeah.
So this was your experience section before, and this is why the C-Suite Network came up as your headline. Couple of problems that we found here last time when we looked. One was that you had an end date for the C-Suite, and that's a continuing thing, so that was an issue. And then the other thing was that somehow we didn't have a continuation date for your Stroke TV media. And so we got those all cleaned up. And this is what it looks like now. So we have Chief Executive Officer, founder, and podcast host of the Stroke TV media. What you can't see here is that there is a bunch of text under here, which is just excellent. The bots can see that, and those keywords are just so important because they help you to be found. And then we've got our C-Suite TV, or C-Suite network, and also your pre-stroke CEO position. Okay, so now we are cooking with gas. In our audit, we found that you had 6 skills. Well, everybody has more than 6 skills, and the best practice is 50. So I did a little thought process, knowing who you are and what you do. We identified 3 top skills: thought leadership, content development, and live video streaming. That's what you do here at Stroke TV Media. And these were skills that I suggested that you add: some people skills, some skills related to your passion, and some skills related to your methods. How do you do what you do? And you have done that. I'm not going to show the skills list because list of 50 skills is kind of hard to show on a slide. It's vertical. So my goal for you, Aaron, was to be absolutely memorable. And I think because you are memorable in person, your online brand needs to express that. I think we got it. What do you think?
You know, I'm amazed when I look at your slides and my profile. I'm amazed what you've done. And it really lines up with who I am. And I just,
Yes.
it's a cornerstone. It's amazing. I'm amazed.
It's a wonderful thing. So I do have some more slides about if people wanted access to my resources, my book and stuff, but we might just want to talk for a little bit before we do that.
Okay.
So,
Do you want to remove the size, take them
yeah,
down?
yeah, take them down for a while. Yeah. Okay. So, what we did was we followed the rule that will make you really show up on LinkedIn, and that is we wrote to the margins. When I talk about writing to the margins, each section in LinkedIn has character limits, and most people don't pay any attention to that. Um, so, in their About section, they might write a sentence or two. The problem with that is that our story should live in that About section. And LinkedIn has given us 2,600 characters to tell our story, and that's about 5 paragraphs long. It's about as long as the text I put in there for you. The headline. Most people just go with that autofilled headline, which doesn't do people very much good because so many people have the same title. Not, the same title for the same company, but you can be an account representative or vice president of marketing. There are an awful lot of people with that same title. What we want to do is start there and talk about what value do you add in the world of work? What is it people get from you? And then in addition to writing to the margins on text fields, we actually put more information in your skills section. So those skills are actually keywords, and they will help you be found for right for you opportunities. The opportunity that I kept having in my head for you, because you're doing what you want to do, but there are still opportunities that you don't know anything about. I envision the governor of California wanting to set up a task force for people with disabilities, wanting an advisor to talk about how he could make life better for people with disabilities, and assembling a team. Your name will come up, Erin. There's no doubt about it. You will be found on LinkedIn for opportunities that are right for you. I can't even envision all those opportunities, but I know for myself that this year, especially, I have been over and over again given opportunities to speak on podcasts I didn't even know exist because the podcast host reaches out to me. I've had the opportunity to be interviewed by publications. I've been, I don't know, given the honor of being named one of the top 6 personal branding experts. All of those things come because I'm using my keywords, and we've done that for you here in this section. So I'm excited for you and for what happens. I'm excited for the way that people will take you more seriously because you have a serious LinkedIn profile. So that's what I wanted to do for you, is to make sure that people understood your heart, that people understood how you have found a passion for service and for making things better in the world. And I appreciate you.
Carol, thank you so much, because I'll tell you something I didn't tell you until just now. About 2 days ago, I met the CEO of the Sable Corporation. It's a multi-million-dollar corporation that specializes in stroke rehabilitation equipment, cutting edge. And it felt fantastic. I mean, it really did. It felt amazing to be able to know they look at my profile
Yeah.
and it represented who I am. And now I have this feeling because the questions they're asking me, we're going to start working together. And I
That
can
is
be more
fabulous.
just, yeah, I know something that's going to
Yeah.
be.
Well, it is interesting because a LinkedIn profile with an about section that speaks from the heart. All of the profiles that I develop speak from that person's heart. They speak from their deep values, and people connect with that. People go, "Oh my gosh, this is the person with the purpose and the passion and the principles. This person aligns with me and us and what we're trying to do." So having your profile aligned like that will bring you more opportunities to serve in a bigger and better way.
Yeah, I just got, I'm, my future, honestly, Carol, feels so much brighter. And it's based on your LinkedIn profile audit you did and changes you've made. As I can see, you said the mayor, the governor of California. I'm saying the CEO of Savo. I can see this snowballing into,
Yeah.
and I'm going to be calling you and telling you when this occurs because
Well, that is
I know.
wonderful. That
Yeah,
is wonderful. Yeah.
yeah,
The other thing that I am really glad for is that we put in your pre-stroke employment, because you were the CEO of your company before. You were the top person. We've got that credibility in there now so that people know that you always were someone. you know
right.
um, you really are just expressing who you are going forward and in the past. So I'm pleased.
But I am so pleased. But I really want to touch on something, kind of touch my heart about you personally. Is how you got into doing this and why. What is your why? So I'm going to take the last few minutes again and turn the spotlight more on you than ever, and more of a personal thing. What got you in doing these LinkedIn profiles? Tell
Oh,
your story.
I will. Okay. So my background is in corporate marketing communications. I worked for 20 years as a consultant, not an inside employee, but as a consultant to a Fortune 500 company that made medical devices. And I had the privilege of contributing toward worldwide launches of important medical therapies. I really liked it. It was wonderful, but nothing lasts forever. And 20 years is a long time. Um, my position ended because the company downsized, and they did that by outsourcing the whole marketing communication function. So all of a sudden, I went from having my work basket overflowing to no work at all, and I needed to do something very, very different. I began to learn about LinkedIn and how it could really propel people forward. And it was during that learning time that I thought back to 2008. Now, at that point, I was still working, but so many people lost their jobs, people at top positions. I had 3 friends in top positions in 2008, and they lost their jobs. We all thought, well, yes, lots of people lost their jobs in 2008. When I would see them 9 months to a year later, I made this same mistake 3 times. It was saying, "Say, so glad to see you. Oh, where did you land? Beats 1, 2, 3. Much, much too much time passed between my question and their answer, which, started with a gulp. And then they said, Carol, I guess I've retired. That was not in their plans. There was no reason that they should be retired. When in 2011, when it happened to me and I was studying LinkedIn, it finally dawned on me what had happened to those people who had failed to move on. Now, these people were all over 50, as I was, and they just were stuck. They hadn't realized that the world had moved on from what color vellum have you written your resume in and what font did you use to this online way to find people. And I wanted to make sure that never, never happened to friends again. And so that's why I used the knowledge that I was getting for me to be able to find a new job and became a LinkedIn personal branding expert.
I'd have to say I agree with the expert part. I've seen you transform just me within, I think you've done this pretty rapidly. But I'm telling you out there, people, if you're on LinkedIn, get all of Carol, have her do an audit, and evaluate ways to improve your LinkedIn profile. You really, for Carol, the longest I'm going to put both on the screen because I've been doing this, and I think so many executives out there, even ones I know, I'm not seeing them line up exactly like they present themselves. It's so critical, so critical. So I want to say, if you can see what Kayla has done for Stroke TV Media, stay tuned because I think there might be part 3 podcast in our future, Carol, because I'm going to be ranting and raving what's happening in the next month or two. I just have this energy feeling that things are lining up perfectly.
Yes. Good, good, good. I'm glad to be part of your solution.
Yeah. I think it's I think let's back up and say there's somebody else that wants to get their evaluation. What is your social media and how they get a hold of you?
Okay, so look really hard at my name because that's how you reach me. On LinkedIn, of course, you can find me right at carolkaemmerer.com or LinkedIn and look for Carol Kaemmerer. My website is carolkaemmerer.com. And my email is carol@carolkaemmerer.com. So through my website, you can get access to my books, to my online course, to my what is that newsletter. See, even people who don't have a stroke have that
Yeah.
problem. Okay, so get access to my newsletter. It comes monthly. At any rate, Kaemmerer, Kaemmerer, always goes with Carol, carolkaemmerer.com.
I encourage you, take it from me. It's worth every penny you spend on it. It is who you are. Your profile is who you are. It's Carol's gift to line those two up, line up who you are with what people read. And I'm going to be reporting back to you on what is going to happen, what's happening. So, Carol, we're down the end of the show. I really want to thank you so much for the exceptional, high grade level work you did for me. Thank you very much.
Absolutely delighted.
All right. Carol, have a great day. Thank you for joining us on the Strokes Genius podcast.
Thank you.
Set me on fire.